Welcome back to Psychology Simplified. In today's episode, we will talk about what is your mindset. For a change, let's start with an experiment. Of the 4 cards on the screen, choose one which attracts you. Don't think too much, just based on your gut feeling. Pause the video and mention in the comments below which of the 4 cards did you choose. Why? You'll know shortly. Majority of you must have chosen the wavy lines or the star, but just a few may have opted for the square or the cross. As is evident from a pilot study conducted by researchers, that study revealed that 70% of the participants chose the wavy lines. I wonder if you noticed that the card with the wavy lines was placed slightly tilted as compared to the others, which were straight. It certainly wasn't by accident, but by design. By its different positioning, it appeared more appealing to the subconscious mind. And that is how small differences impact big decisions in an individual's life, since they affect the mindset. Let me share something which has happened with me over and over again. Many a times when I introduce myself and state that I am pursuing BSc Honours Psychology, many baby boomers and millennials say, "Oh, so can you read my mind?" Which, let me clarify, that psychology is the study of the mind and predicting people's behavior based on certain cues about a person's mental state. So, for example, a strong voice, gestures, gait, any deviations or quirky patterns observed are analyzed by psychologists. The myth that a psychologist can read your mind is busted, right? People further mix up the concepts of telepathy and mentalism too, but they are a different ball game altogether. This episode aims to clarify certain aspects related to psychological mindsets, which is an umbrella term to refer to individual differences and views about, firstly, the self, secondly, others, and thirdly, the society or the world around us. And I will deal with all of them separately. To know your mindset about yourself, I may ask whether you live in the present or you keep planning for the future. So if you answered either of them, what is the correlation with mindset? To understand the correlation with mindset, Jeff Joryman and colleagues conducted a research linking individual differences in consideration of future consequences, which is commonly known as the CFC, with health behaviors. So the findings showed that those with a high concern for the future engage in exercise and healthy eating because they adopt a promotion orientation in life. In other words, we can say that they have a growth mindset. At this point, I am going to share characteristics of people with a growth mindset vis-a-vis a fixed mindset. So I urge you to do a self-analysis to find out what is your mindset. So people with a growth mindset believe that abilities can be developed and strengthened by the way of commitment and hard work. And they do not give up easily even when they fail at times, and they tend to embrace challenges as opportunities. Also, they keep making efforts to develop new skills and remain relevant, and yes, they are open to criticism. On the other hand, there are people with a fixed mindset who believe that the qualities they possess are inborn, fixed and unchangeable. They get defeated easily and do not put up a fight. They avoid challenges and try to take the easy way out of situations. They ignore positive or negative feedback and get threatened by others' success. So naturally, if you have a growth mindset, the good news is you are ready to fly and move ahead and above, because growth mindset gives you wings. And in contrast, if you side more with the fixed mindset features, you are limiting your own ascent. So I will be keen on knowing what mindset and the associated qualities you have. Do share in the comments below. Now secondly, when we evaluate the mindset about others, that is the second category of mindset that I mentioned, One of the ways is through the social assumptions or axioms. Now, axioms aid forming generalized beliefs about social groups, social institutions, and people you are related to. So, I have decided to explain the love-related mindset of people. Hendrick and Hendrick in 1986 produced a love attitude scale which detected 6 varieties of love based on a book titled Colors of Love by John Allen Lee. Let us find out what is your mindset on this topic. So, do you believe in eros, which is romantic, passionate love, which leads to infatuation? If you think that love is the most important thing in life and feel that my partner fits the idea of physical beauty or handsomeness, it is more superficial in nature. 2. Ludus, which is game playing or uncommitted love accompanied with lying. So, if you think that sometimes I have to keep from my partner who may find out about my other lovers, it is ludus. People with such mindset remain uncommitted, so they may win battles but they may lose the war. Third is storge, which is slow developing friendship based love. You may say that our love is kind of the best because it grew out of a long friendship. So, is it your idea of love? So, and fourth is pragma, is pragmatic, practical, mutually beneficial relationship. It is the utilitarian shopping list of love because a partner is selected on the basis of a series of advantageous traits. And if someone says that one consideration in choosing my future partner is how he or she would reflect on my career or social image, be sure it is pragma. 5. Mania is the obsessive dependency on a partner or possessive love, which is jealous and extreme in nature. It involves actions like stalking and wanting to know the details about your partner. A person saying, when my partner does not pay me attention, I feel sick all over, can give you a good idea of manic love. Or the last one, which is agape, an all-giving, altruistic love, not concerned with the self but only with the partner. It is said to be relatively unknown to many people, and when a person says that I would rather suffer myself than let my partner suffer, the unconditional love is shown. Rare, huh? Now, Lee predicted that men would endorse ludus more, which is the one with lies, and more frequently, which was confirmed by Hendrick's research based on large respondents. Women, on the other hand, are more likely to be storgic, believers of friendship-based love, or pragmatic, finding pros in the partner and mutually beneficial love. However, Wall in 1989 found that the only loving style which showed clear gender differences was eros, on which males scored significantly higher than females. But I feel these are all based on averages of particular researches, so there can be exceptions, certainly. Coming to the third part of mindsets, let us see how people see the world around them changing. So, the folk theory of social change, the FTSC, states that over time people are becoming more competent, that is skillful and capable, but less warm, which is friendly and caring. To summarize, many psychological mindsets don't vary just across individuals. Their prevalence also varies across cultures and countries. These highlight different beliefs and views of people that help us understand them as a person. This is what psychologists' scope of work is. Toodles.